I woke up in the darkness, mind racing with the blitz. Thoughts creeping in like shadows in the mist. Psycho vibes twisting, can't trust what I feel. Every scream echoing, it's all too surreal.
Welcome to another edition of the Psycho Experience. Very first episode. I know this past weekend was kind of hectic. I had to work, I had to work over. So it was kind of tough to kind of do the podcast with the government cheese party and the psycho headache hour. So it was kind of tough. It was difficult to kind of get the scheduling to the point to where I was more comfortable with it. But I was like, man, I know these people are gonna miss us because, I didn't even get a chance to even air out some of my stuff. I had a lot of things on my mind, but I couldn't quite get to it, and I was kind of upset, man. I was like, man, it was just interfering. So, but luckily we will be back this weekend for sure. Definitely going to do a brand new show for you guys. It's been one of those kind of weeks, but there was some topics that I wanted to bring. I'm sitting here fooling around with our new equipment and stuff, so I was just like, well, not really tired right now, so maybe I can voice some of my stuff that I wanted to do, and so here we are. So, first and foremost, man, I was just finished watching the Rockets and Golden State, man, and that it had everything that you wanted in that game. Honestly, that old school type of mentality feel, chippiness, all that. Like that's the type of basketball that I miss. That's the type of basketball that I'm more than used to. And be able to actually, watch it and actually enjoy it. I can't say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. But unfortunately, the Rockets got eliminated. And I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But I am kind of nervous for the Golden State Warriors moving forward because there's not that much size. And Houston Rockets, man, they were just going inside. They were getting it. Now, granted, they made their stops towards the end, which prevailed them for a W, but it's not going to be pretty moving forward. The next opponent is it's not going to look it's not going to be easy, man. It's not. But hey, they gutted it out. I can't say nothing but tip their hat to them because they came out, got chippy, got in the face, continued to play their game, even though it was teeter-totter for most of the part. But when they needed stops, they got the stops, and when they got the threes, they got the threes, and Jimmy came in and kind of closed it out and topped the cherry on top, so to say. So, which, again, not surprised. But it was a good game. I do have one thing, not to like drastically, and I know Dave loved to say, man, your transitions are one hell of a transition. It goes from one extreme to the next extreme to the next extreme. And, this is why it's the Psycho Experience, because, man, you're going to get a whirlwind of stuff, man. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be slinging mashed potatoes against the wall and just making art. But it is what it is. But the one thing that now Saturday was entertaining because my building that I work at has 3 floors. So, having 6 or 7 people and having a crap ton of carpet cleaners, like these little miniature carpet cleaners, and having to go back up and down the stairs, elevator pretty much, and fill them up, refill them back in. It was kind of tiring after a while, because after like the 4th or 5th time, you're like, geez, man, when are we getting done around here? But so after all that, we got everything completed, done within the 8 hours, which was great. So I stopped at Thornton's. Thornton's is pretty much predominant here in Louisville and where we are. And this is the thing that kind of I don't want to make it the grind my gears type of moment, but it is kind of in a way the kind of grind your gears type of thing. I hate with a passion when someone is directly behind you, like you're putting your stuff on the counter and you're getting ready to go pay, and the person that is behind you is literally kind of like diagonally to your right and like kind of hovering over, like isn't give you much space, but it's kind of like hovering over. I mean, she was super close to where she could read my PIN number and stuff. And I'm just like, yo, like, can we take a couple steps back? Like, I get that you're trying to be next, but you don't need to be right in the direction to where, you know what I'm saying, you looking at the kiosk while I'm sitting there trying to pay and use my debit card. Like I like I said, I'm not trying to make it a grind my gears type of moment, but that's one that I dislike. And I feel like we get further and further away from like privacy. Like and not the, and some of these foreigners that's here in the city does that shit too, where it's like, yo, I get it. You're next. You're next in line. Cool. Once I get done, you know what I'm saying, doing what I have to do to pay for my stuff, get my stuff bagged, and get the hell out the door. But, you know, those guys that literally stand like, you know, not even 2 feet away from you. They're literally like right there. Feels like hovering over you. And I'm just like, if you're impatient, I get it. That's perfectly fine. But yo, you are literally like, it feels like you're looking at my kiosk as I'm putting my card in the slot and pushing my numbers, my 4-digit code to pay for my stuff. Like, yo, you need to get back there. And I've had that happen like maybe once or twice, and you know, I try to like kind of shield my body over so that person, because literally, I mean, it's insane. It's insane how one, impatient a person can be, and two, just kind of disregarding anything else that's going on. And I know that you're looking directly at my stuff, because at this point, I mean, you're there. I mean, if I had slid over 2 inches to the left or 2 inches to the right. I mean, shit, you might as well have been right there in front, side by side at this point. and I find that kind of irritating. Like, yo, like, you trying to get my 4-digit code? I mean, what are you trying to do? Like, at this point, you in my little section right now, because right now I'm trying to get this paid. And your sauce is invading that little privacy part that, hey, you need to back up. So there's a lot of times that I wanted to step back and kind of turn around and tell the person, hey, yo, man, you need to step back, dude. Because I swear to you, like, if my card comes up missing, I know who to fucking find, because I will find you. I already took a memory screen of your face. Yo, back up. I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, for everyone that doesn't know or just now hearing the voices of me, let me lay it down to you very, very, very good right here. I'm not a people person. I never have been, never will be. Never will be a people person. The one thing that I will hate the most out of anything else is if you are a jackass, you are really not going to get any of my attention whatsoever. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, why? Well, because I'm an Aquarius. And if everyone knows about Aquariuses, we are our own little, we are our own little space, I definitely don't take shit from nobody. That's for damn sure. You can book that. But I'm not the one, and I don't know about all the rest of the Aquariuses, but, some of them do, some of them kind of are a people person, but sometimes they can be to themselves as well, too. I'm more of the other extreme side of I really don't want to. I can have this conversation, but I don't want to have the conversation. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like in between. Like, I don't want to really have this conversation with you. I honestly really don't want to talk to you. Like, I really don't want to talk to you. I really don't like you to begin with. But if we're in this space, then I have to somewhat oblige, because at this point it'll be just awkward space, which I'm very fine with the awkward space. I'm very good with that. But again, I'm not. So now when you do the shit that person did, which was, now you get to the point to where I don't like people. I can smile in your face. We can have a good time, but in the back of my head, I do not like you. I don't enjoy anything about you. And then move forward somewhere else. But that's where that is. And thus is why Psycho J was born. This is why Psycho J is his name. Because in my head, seriously in my head, there's a lot of fucked up things going on in my head that I don't want to even talk about on the outside. I don't even want to come to light. Because at this point, you'll be looking at me like, whoa, the fuck is really going on in your head? Well, there's a lot of pent up, fucked up shit that happened in my neck of the woods that, a lot of times as a kid, I still have to compelling me. Kind of get them out and kind of have therapy. But sometimes it's still there. It's still in motion in my head where I can't get it out because it's constantly a thing. So people always find the funny, or not funny way, but kind of side comment of why do people call you Psycho J? Well, do you really want to know, or do you just want to continue going what you want to go? Because honestly, I don't mind telling you. I don't mind just to kind of give you a snippet. But do I want to? I mean that's up for you. That's up to you. If you want to cross that path, that vortex right there, you can definitely do so. Because I can tell you right off bat, it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant at all. So yeah, I thought I'd get that at least off my chest. That piece of stuff that irritates me the most, man. It's like, come on. And I know out here in the country, I know this country is kind of topsy-turvy, and it doesn't look great. It isn't great, honestly. Because we don't know where the direction will go. And for a lot of people, that scares a lot of people. When there is no clear path to anything. There's no direction whatsoever. There's just chaos. And a lot of people are scared of that. And look, I completely understand. Do I want to send my two boys out there? No. Because it's going to be messed up. It's already messed up as is. I don't know how much worse it's going to get, but it's not great. Living expenses is through the roof. Food and gas is, food is kind of just gone through the roof, which again makes no sense of anything that goes on in this world, honestly. And I got to be honest, So when a place that you look up to doesn't have a direct direction on where the end game is going to lie, it's where a lot of the scaredness rolls into play. It's a lot of the fear that rolls around. But if y'all really think about it, fear is what drives the government's pockets through the roof. And here's why. Because they thrive on fear. They thrive on all of the chaos. They thrive on it because now they know that people are out of their element. And they're forced to spin, which for the government, more cha-ching, more dollars. That's why, honestly, I whenever they say certain stuff like that, I really take it as a grain of salt because I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to have us do. And it doesn't make sense. Why? A lot of what the government does around here just doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, I hear this a lot. Oh, we need medicine. We need Medicare. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. But do we really need it? Like for some that has the genetic, like the genetic stuff, the genetic issues and stuff like that, cool. Like I completely understand. But for the day to day operations of treating your body, it shouldn't having to go towards paying for something that you should already do already in your supplement when you're eating. When you're eating supplements, it's not all about fatty foods and crap that you literally throw down your gullet and feel happy about yourself. No, food is supposed to be nutritious. It's supposed to be a way to nutrients what our body does not have or cannot produce because we are not eating enough of it. And I've always, as a kid, I've always been the one that kind of sees that in a different light than everyone else. Because my parents have done a lot of this stuff. Taking insulins when she has diabetes, high blood pressure, stuff like that. I've been around so much of my family members that I see what it's doing, and I don't see a positive outcome on any of it. Sure, sure, it's man-made medicine. Sure, it's supposed to quote unquote help, but is it really helping? Is it really helping anything? Because here's the thing. Because God puts us on this earth for a reason, and that reason is to live out what He wants us to do. Correct? That is correct. But are we? And here's the thing that's always been on my head, and it's always been a thought process of mine. Excuse me. Are we leaving this earth way too soon than what we have to? Or are we kind of taking? Oh, I'm not going to do that. That's disgusting. I'm still going to eat the fatty foods, and I'm still going to drink my sodas and diet sodas. I'm still going to do all this, and I'm not going to make any changes to any of my diet. So, what I want to ask is, are you are you taking it upon yourself to kill yourself? Is this what God wants you to do? Because at this point, He's in control of whether you live or it's time for you to go home. Sounds like to me it's the other way around. It seems like you take it upon yourself to not doing any of the changes that you want to do in your life. Is and this is the whole other thing. I can dump into this can go into a whole different other argument or rant from me. Be honest, but that's where I want to kind of sort of stop it at. Is the choices that we made in life, are we going to change those choices in our life, or are we just going to continue to burrow through those choices to ultimately it to either ultimately tell God I'm in control of whether I live or die, or whether you say this is it. This is your line. And sometimes I feel like we blur that. We blurred that line because my dad is in his early 70s, still kicking, having, cancer, colon cancer after cancer after cancer, but yet he's still breathing, he's still living. But I can tell that some of the life choices that he still will kind of sort of jump off of, but won't fully jump off of it. Like, he's still stubborn headed enough to continue to keep doing the stuff that might be harmful for him. So that's where my mindset is at this point, because like I said, my whole life I've been sitting here watching and studying every single step that this doctor might say, oh, this is going to help you out. This is what you need to take. And it's nothing but man-made medicine that literally does not lead to anything positive or anything to say, you know what, that's great for my body. No, because every last one of them has some type of side effect. What medicine has side effect? Please explain to me that. What really has side effect to medicine? If medicine has side effect to it, then there's a problem. Because medicine should not have a backlash to anything. Not unless you're doing something underhanded, which again proves the point for me that some of the things is unnecessary. I told y'all the psycho experience was going to be, an experience. So I'm all over the place. But some of it has truth. And some of them, people tend to not like the truth and how it is and what really, really goes on. Because like I said, man, I've paid attention. I've paid attention a lot, man. And there's a lot of underhand, shady stuff that's been going on. I'm not going to get into it right now because, man, I don't want to lead y'all down another road. I'll put this as a book stamp for another time. Because, man, we can go down either avenue, and, man, you can get me started. But I'm not going to do that. As we come close to the end of the psycho experience, like I said, I'm gonna do some things, man. For this, I'm not gonna call it a podcast. I'm gonna call it a session, the psycho experience session. But yeah, I'm gonna do some creative things. This is only episode 1. This is only the first episode. But I definitely want to do some other things as well too. Get some people on, have some serious discussions, conversations. Do some other stuff as well too. I'm still kind of getting my footing on how I want this show or this session to be, pretty much. But like I said, it's a work in progress. So, bear with me. On this. It's a lot of creativities and stuff that I want to do. Thank you. But yes, like I said, I want to do a little bit more things with this session. I definitely want to pick some brains over some other people, bring some guests on, have some conversations, some strong and very good conversations. So I am Psycho J. Thank you guys for stopping by, listening to the Psycho Experience. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys. I wanted to end the show with a kind of like life motivation. But I'll call it my own life motivation. And here it goes. Every morning I wake up, I see another day. It's a great emotion. It's a great feeling to wake up to see that other day. As the time ticks, as the hours go from hour to hour, that we stand and appreciate the times that we spend with our people and our family and our friends. So remember, each time that you wake up, that you are blessed and happy and fulfilled that you have woken up to see another day. Regardless if either bills are piling up on you, whether rent is being due, whether the light isn't on. The fact that you still have life inside of you is a great day, regardless of whatever negativity that is around you. You have the joy of being alive. This is Psycho J. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do appreciate each and every one of everybody that has literally heard the sound of my voice. I appreciate that. This is the Psycho Experience. More episodes throughout the week, somewhat. We'll see. But I thank you guys. God bless. I'll see y'all on the flip side.
It's all too surreal. Can't escape this mental play. It's